Well, Israeli officials say the man who rose from the shadows of Hamas's intelligence to briefly command its entire military machinery has now been eliminated. Leaving the terror group's Gaza-based leadership effectively decapitated and scrambling to fill a vacuum at the top. Barely 2 weeks after al-Haddad was assassinated in Gaza City, his successor, Mohammed Odeh, has reportedly met the same fate, robbing Hamas of the last senior commander with direct operational ownership of the October 7 massacre. So in today's edition of From the News Desk, we take a closer look at why the elimination of Odeh marks a decisive turning point in IDF's war with Hamas and perhaps the beginning of the end for Gaza-based terror group. Now, according to Israeli leaders and defense officials, the IDF succeeded in killing Mohammed Odeh in a targeted strike barely days after he was named the new head of Hamas's military wing. Well, this operation came just over a week after an earlier strike in Gaza's Rimmel neighborhood that killed his predecessor, al-Haddad, who had been appointed military chief following the elimination of previous top Hamas leaders. Remember, Israel has consistently framed Haddad and Odeh as central architects of the October 7 onslaught, arguing that removing them completes the systematic dismantling of Hamas's original war command that executed the October 7 massacre. In fact, earlier Israeli statements had already described Haddad as the last remaining senior Hamas leader in the Gaza Strip who was among the leaders of the October 7th massacre, meaning Odeh's appointment and now reported killing briefly extended that lineage before extinguishing it. With Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Odeh and other marquee figures already dead, the rapid succession and apparent elimination of Haddad and then Odeh has left Hamas without a clearly recognized senior military commander on the ground in Gaza. Now let's talk about what it means for Israel and Hamas. Well, for Israel, this is presented as culmination of years of campaign to decapitate Hamas's command structure. And for Hamas, it raises the specter of factionalism and localized cells fighting on without a central brain. Now, before his brief promotion, Mohammed Odeh served as the head of military intelligence for the al-Qassam brigades and played a key role in planning and supervising the October 7 massacre on southern Israel. Now, multiple news reports from Israeli media outlets describe him as one of the last surviving members of Hamas's inner council who had an active role in devising the attack, a credential that made him both indispensable to Hamas and a priority target for the Israeli Defense Forces. In fact, in his intelligence post, Odeh oversaw the gathering, processing, and dissemination of operational information that underpinned the multi-pronged incursion across the Gaza border, from breaching the fence to guiding units towards Israeli towns. Now, his familiarity with Israeli weaknesses, communication patterns, and most importantly, border routines made him uniquely suited to recalibrate Hamas's battle plan after successive blows to its leadership, which is precisely why he was elevated after Haddad's death. Also, Odeh's experience was not just theoretical. He was part of the command alcon that monitored the unfolding of October 7 massacre in real time. Not only that, but he also held direct follow-on moves, including hostage-taking and attempted disruption of Israeli reinforcements in the area. And now killing a figure with that combination of strategic memory and operational oversight is why Israeli officials portray his removal as more than just symbolic. It is an attempt to erase Hamas's October 7 playbook from the battlefield. Now, Mohammed Odeh's rise was itself the product of another assassination. Remember, the May 15 strike that killed al-Haddad, the man Israel and multiple international outlets have labeled one of the chief architects and masterminds of the October 7 massacre. Remember, Haddad had taken over the military wing after earlier eliminations and was accused of personally issuing written instructions to Hamas field commanders on the eve of the attack, including orders for mass abduction of Israeli soldiers and civilians. Now, less than 2 weeks after that strike, Israeli jets found Odeh, the very official who had helped turn those instructions into actionable intelligence. In doing so, Israel effectively destroyed a succession line that ran from Sinwar and Odeh through Haddad and Odeh, the core cadre that conceived, refined, and executed October 7. But it is also important to highlight that Hamas still retains mid-level commanders, tunnel units, and local brigade leaders, but none carry the same combination of seniority, Gaza-based legitimacy, and most importantly, direct authority as Haddad or Odeh did. For the first time since the war began, the organization's military wing in Gaza finds itself without a single undisputed top commander with the stature to unify strategy, negotiate ceasefire, or credibly deter internal rivals. Well, for now, it seems like a headless structure whose remaining power now lies more in chaos than in command. Well, with that, it's a wrap on today's edition from the News Desk. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm Yash Goel signing off for Times Now Digital. Until next time, take care and keep watching this space for more such videos.